Good morning. Okay. Um, is anybody hearing me? If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Let me know you can hear me. I think we have to do this landscape. No, no. Okay. So you guys, welcome to class. Welcome to class. Anybody hearing me? Anybody hearing me? All right, guys. Welcome to class. I don't know. Is there anybody who is in class right away? Just drop a message for me right now. Let me know you can hear me perfectly well. It's important. I like to know that you can hear me. Okay. You can hear me perfectly well. Just drop a comment. Let me know you can hear me. Today I'm going to be sharing with you on um, personal management and personal branding as an indie artist. It's a very, very, very crucial topic. And by the way, I'm supposed to teach this class as a paid class. That means that you're supposed to pay money to be in this class. But as a gentleman, I decided to give this class totally free to you guys today. I just want to be sure that somebody is hearing me right now. Okay? If you can hear me, let me know before we start the class. Just once you join the class, just drop a message, introduce yourself, let me know who will have a class today, and basically let me know if you can hear me very well. Okay, it's important that you hear me very well. Very, very important that you hear me very well. Mm-hmm. Because I want you to follow the class and I want you to understand what I'm going to be sharing with you today: personal management and personal branding. As a matter of fact, both both terminologies, they come handy. Okay, because personal branding is crucial to um, how the your personal management even goes. Please drop your let me know if you can hear me. Tell me who you are, your name, and of course, if you are able to hear me clearly. Um, I want to be sure that you're following the class. Okay. So if you cannot hear me, I'll do something to my sound immediately. All right. Okay. Yeah. Of course, you can drop a message in the comment box. Okay. Drop a message in the comments box. Okay. Thank you. Um, Faisy Naji. Oh, says my voice is low. She can't hear me very well. Please, can you hear me now? Is it better now? Okay, or should I take off the earpiece and just um do without the earpiece? Okay. Okay. God's Prince is in the building and he says he can hear me. Thank you very much, God's Prince. That's amazing. Okay. Who else can hear me? Okay. Faces says it's better now. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Interesting. Okay, you guys are welcome to today's topic. I'm sharing with you guys on personal management and personal branding. Good afternoon, blessed be. It's good to see you. It's good to have you here. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys are welcome. Welcome. It's gonna be an interesting journey today. Okay, by the way, in my last class, I talked about who remembers what I talked about? I talked about what an artist needs, strategies that you need to move ahead in 2021. And I gave you a few things that you might need. I talked about association with different kind of individual skill set that you will need in your journey. All right. And I think I spoke about having a manager too. I think I spoke about that, but I didn't quite emphasize on that. And today, even though I'm teaching you on personal management, but I'm also going to find time to share a few thoughts with you guys on why it's important for you as an indie artist to have a music manager and what kind of music manager you should be looking at for. Because I see oftentimes I see artists um, get music managers people to manage their music career, and in the end of the day, the managers themselves don't even know what they are doing. Okay, so the artist is supposed to have somebody who understands the music business more than the artist does. Unfortunately, most of the time, people just choose their friends to manage them. They think that music management, artist management, is about just taking phone calls for the artist or just going out with the artist. It's bigger than that. All right, it's way, way bigger than that. All right, so I'm going to be sharing all of those thoughts with you guys today. Now, first of all, let's go into artist personal management. Now, I'm going to share this from a two different angle. Now, there is what is called um, independent artist management, and there is also what is called personal management, artist personal management. Okay, so I said I'm going to be sharing with you on personal artist management today, but I'm also going to touch on independent artist management. That's a reason for that. Now, when I say independent artist management, I'm talking about an independent artist having an artist manager for himself or herself. Now, if an artist is signed to a record label, record and management company, most of the time the artist manager is provided from the company, the record label. For example, the record label with which I work with today. All right. We happen to sign the artist and manage the artist, right? So in that sense, the artist does not have an independent artist manager. It's totally different. All right, so I'll explain more on that as we go on the process. Now, so first let's look at personal management, and then I'll talk about independent artist management, and I'll proceed to talk about personal branding. I'm very excited about this because I know that this is going to open somebody's eyes. This is going to be a mind shift. All right. Now, what is artist personal management? Of course, the word personal refers to individual, you. Okay. Personal, when you say something is personal, means, I mean, this is all about me. Okay. So why am I doing this? Why am I sharing this part with you? Because I understand that no matter how we stress it, some young artists cannot afford to have an artist manager. First of all, an artist manager is a staff of the artist. All right, very important. You need to understand this. An artist manager is a staff of the artist. What it means is that the artist employs the manager to work for him or her or with him or her. And what that means is that you are going to be paying the manager. That's what that means, right? And with that knowledge in mind, of course, a whole lot of artists cannot afford to pay a proper artist manager right now because, of course, they are not making money. All right. So, what that means is that a whole lot of artists are managing themselves, and I'm sure it's the case for many of the artists who are even listening to me right now. Okay, quickly, let me do something very fast now. If you are on this broadcast right now and you have a manager, right, an artist manager, please drop a comment right now on the comment box. Let me know if you have a manager. If you don't have, just say you don't have. If you have, just say I have. Okay, let's do that quickly. I have about 6 people right now on this broadcast already. So let's see. Let me know. Let me know if you have artist manager. Okay, let me know if I'm speaking to the right audience. If you have, just put that you have. If you don't, let me know you don't. Okay, okay, I don't. Okay, two people already saying I don't. Okay, interesting. Okay, okay. Thank you for your response. Okay, so let's go back into what I was sharing with you. Now, so obviously I'm speaking to the right audience. So when you say you don't have an artist manager, what that means is that even though you don't have an artist manager, there should be personal artist management going on around you. Now, what are the things that you know a manager is supposed to do? Okay, what are the things you know a manager is supposed to do? Now, whoa. Okay, apologies right there. I was having a little bit of network issues. Can you still hear me? Is anybody still hearing me? Okay. Please welcome back. Welcome back. Apologies right there. I was having a bit of network issue. Okay. So where did I stop? I was asking a question. I said, does anybody knows what is the job of a music manager? Very important. Now, what this means is that if you know what the job of a music manager is, as a personal artist manager for yourself, you are supposed to be doing what the manager is supposed to do for you, for yourself, right? Now, quickly, let's go into understanding what is the job of a music manager. Share with me. I like to know. Just drop message in the comment. What do you think is the job of a music manager? When you say you are looking for a manager, what exactly do you want a manager to do for you? What do you think is the job of a music manager? Can we just rub mine? Let me understand what you think is the job of a music manager. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's drop that in a comment box right now. Okay? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. The class is getting heated. Tell me, when you say you are looking for a music manager, what exactly are you looking forward? What do you want the music manager to do for you? I want to understand that you even understand, because part of the thing I want to do in the class today is to open your eyes to know what kind of a person you want, what kind of a person is qualified to manage you as an artist. So just because a person is your friend does not mean he's qualified to manage you, or just because a person is your husband. I know people who their manager is their husband. I know people who their manager is their wife. I know people who their manager is their friend. I know people who their manager is their brother. On what basis do you choose a music manager? I believe you can hear me, right? Okay, so quickly type right now. Let me know, what do you think is the job of a music manager? Don't worry whether you are right or wrong. Just tell me what you think in your own mind. You might be right, you might be wrong. Doesn't matter. I just want us to have that conversation. Quickly type that right now in the comment box and let me know. Okay, who is typing? I'm yet to see a comment here. Make it snappy. I have a lot to teach today. Make it snappy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay. I hope you guys are still hearing me though. Okay. So who is typing now? I'm waiting. What do you think the job of a music manager is? I want to be sure you understand what I'm going to be sharing with you next. Okay. Who is typing? Nobody is typing. Okay. Um First of all, the job of a music manager is not just to answer a phone call for the artist. All right. Now, that's just one of the things. A music manager is the artist advisor, like a professional advisor to the artist, and also the artist representative. All right. It's like a professional advisor. He is a professional advisor to the artist and also the representative of the artist. Now, because he is an advisor to the artist, what that means is that he needs to understand the music business, the music industry, the music system, because he's going to advise the artist on promotion, he's going to advise the artist on publicity, he's going to advise the artist on how to um, carry himself as a brand. All right. So because he's an advisor, he needs to understand the industry. He needs to understand a whole lot about the music business. Now, so understand this, that if we're talking about personal management, and the music manager is supposed to be the professional advisor for the artist and also the representative for the artist. So when we're talking about personal management, it means that the artist assume that role, right? So the artist in turn needs to also understand, do personal learning to understand what these things work, how these things work. It's surprising that this is 2022 and some artists have never heard of blogs before. Some artists don't even know what it means to premiere a song. To premiere a song. Even some who already know what blogging is still don't understand the difference between blogging and premiering. All right. Now, these are things that a manager does for the artist. So as an artist who is now a personal manager for himself, the artist need to understand that okay, these are the processes that involve the media relationship involved between an artist and the media. What do I do when a song is ready? Where else do I go? Where next do I go to? All right. Now the artist understand that he is no longer the person. He's now become a representative of himself. Let me explain what that means. For example, I told you that one of the things that the artist does, the manager does, is that he takes the call for the artist. He makes and takes call for the artist, right? That's very important. I'll explain why that is very, very important. Because it's important as part of personal branding, it's important that people do not have undue access to you as an artist, especially when you are growing. Now, some of the things I'm sharing with you now may not be for this level that you are, but you need to understand it so that when you are, as you are growing, you are applying them. All right. Okay. So, as an artist, it's important that people don't have undue access to you as an artist. The reason is because you as an artist need some level of focus and concentration on the craft, on the music, on your career. Very important. And so it is not right that when you are trying, maybe as a gospel artist, you need to fast, you need to pray, you need to meditate, you need to do a whole lot of spiritual stuff that keeps you relevant and valuable, right? That keeps your music, that gives your music some sense of worth and value. And then when you're trying to meditate, one yeah call is coming into your phone. Somebody just say, Papa, I just want to greet you. Or Mama, I'm just calling to hear your voice. Like that is irrelevant, absolutely irrelevant, right? And you're trying to do something serious with your life, and somebody is just sending you 1 year text message about old school reunion. Do you get? So now, because of all of those irrelevance and all of those unnecessary disturbances, it is not right for every Tom, Dick, and Harry to have access to you as an artist. Now, it is not pride, it is for you to be productive as an artist. All right. Now, I go out with a lot of my artists. I have 7 artists I'm currently managing on that record label, and we are still adding some more to the team. Now, I when I go out with my artists, right? Sometimes even the host, I'm talking about maybe the pastor of the church where we go to minister, you know, want the artist number. I give my phone number, right? Because of course, any message anybody wants to pass to you as an artist, it can go through your manager. Very important. No matter how important the message is, once it gets to your manager, it will get to you immediately. If you give me a message to any of my artists right now, in split second, I will deliver the message to the artist if it's relevant. And then there are some messages that don't even need to get to the artist because some of the message can actually disturb the mind of the artist. Just imagine, for example, you're an artist and you have a ministration in the next 5 minutes, and then your mother died, or your father died, or your sister died, or something, 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 right? And then the message needs to get, and then your family is trying to get across to you, and you have a ministration in the next 5 minutes, right? And that message gets to me as your manager. The message will not get to you until you finish your administration. The reason is because certain information can distract the flow of the artist. It may not even be death. It might just be, oh, somebody has an accident, or oh, somebody. I remember one day, I went with one of my artists to Port Harcourt for a ministration, and then immediately we finished ministering and came back to the hotel. So I handed over his phone to him, and he quickly went to Instagram and then saw a message somebody dropped for him, a really really terrible message that somebody dropped for him. All of a sudden, the guy just went sad, terribly sad because of one message, right? And he started posting stuff on his status, and people that are close to me became worried, like, what's going on with this guy? You know, my boss called me immediately and was like, What's up with this guy? Is he okay? And now imagine if I was not with his phone and he saw that message, and then he saw that message before going to minister, right? That might either make this administration disastrous or make it better. So it's best that certain information don't get to you as an artist. If it's necessary, it will get to you. If it's not necessary, it shouldn't get to you. So I'm saying that one of the things a manager does is to make and receive your calls. It's representing you. He manages you, all right? Manages the information that gets to you and do not get to you. So having a manager helps to reduce undue access to the artist. Now, so when you are now managing yourself, it's also important that you project that image like you are the one representing yourself. What this means is this. Let's suppose now I am the artist, and then of course many people have my number, right? So, and then you call on phone, and I pick and I said, "This is a Macris manager. Please, what do you? Okay, hello, good afternoon. My name is Kenneth. I'm a Macris manager, and I started a conversation with you. The first thing that will happen, see, even if you already know my voice, right? The first thing that will happen, like, okay, you start a conversation like you're talking to a third party. Now, do you know why this is important? This is important because there are some information, useless information, that people may want to pass across to me, and then when they feel like I'm not the one that they are talking to, immediately that information will not get to me. They will not pass it to me. They will either drop a message, okay, so person called, and tell the person to call me back, blah 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 blah, when the person is free. Now you can actually inquire more for the person to drop the message. If it's something very private, you can decide to call back much later. Okay, right? So you restrict access from unnecessary information to you. That's one. Two, it's also a part of personal branding that people do not. You see, when somebody calls and he's speaking with your manager, he helps your personal branding, helps your branding process. He makes them feel like, oh, you are an organized person. You are somebody that has a brand that can be trusted. Okay. Somebody that can be trusted. Somebody that that people, that has a structure around me. See, people honor and respect structure a lot. Okay, people honor and respect structure a lot. Very very important. So most of the time, when people call and then they get across to you, it looks like you are a one-man business. You are a one-man whatever, and that does not really really represent your brand very very well. It's important. That's why I tell people, how can you have a page on social media and there is no booking detail on it, right? No booking detail on it. So people are looking for you and they're able to find you on social media. They see your page, but no booking detail. Okay, that's not quite cool. That does not represent you well as a brand that people should reckon with. Okay, boss. Class.
Last is on the class.
This class.
Oh,
Okay, so are you getting what I'm saying? So basically, people people do not um, take you serious when they feel like, oh, you are a one-man business. And this is the reason why I also advise that as an artist, I think it was in my previous video, I advised that as an artist, start building a band. Start building a band, okay? Start building a band. Don't present yourself to the world or to the client like you are a one-man force, like you are a one-man business. Now, somebody was asking me this morning. Somebody was asking me this morning. He said, "Why do I travel with my artist? Okay, why do I travel with my artists wherever they are going?" Now, I said I have 7 artists, right? Okay, so almost every weekend I am at one church to the other. If I don't travel with this artist, I'm traveling with this other artist, or I'm traveling with this other artist, right? So somebody, I was talking with somebody this morning, and the person said, "Why do I have to travel? Why do I have to go with the artist wherever they are ministering?" And I was teaching the person about branding. I was teaching the person about branding. I said it's a branding process. That's a level that an artist grows to. The artist cannot go without a representative. It's important. All right. You can't go out. You can't just go to an event, go to a place, go for an invite alone. Even if it is just for an appearance, whether the artist is ministering or is not ministering, right? It cannot just go alone. It's part of the branding that it has to go with people, has to go with somebody who is his representative, who speaks for him. It's just like you are a company. Every company, serious company must have a legal representative. Okay, so you want to go and sign a contract with another company, and then you just go without your lawyer. How does that feel? How does that make you look like? Looks like you're not serious. You don't know what you're doing, right? Okay, so it's part of the branding process. So as you're growing, you don't throw yourself out like, oh, okay, I'm not organized, I'm just a one man force. People will treat you the way you present yourself. All right, people will treat you like that. So you, when people call you, I know you don't have a manager right now. First of all, on your bio, present yourself well. It's part of personal branding. Present yourself well. Have a good description of who you are and what you do. Give the best description of who you are and what you do. Not some don't put something like, oh, I am the best artist in the world. That's nonsense. You know you are not the best artist in the world. There is nothing like even the best artist in the world, okay? Give a description that represents you well without overblowing it. Describe yourself as a gospel recording artist, a music artist, and you know, a whole lot of all of those stuff. And then make sure that you have a booking detail that is not, if it's an email, that is not necessarily your name on it, right? It could actually be bookings at so.gmail.com. Okay, bookings at um, gmail, or book amakri at gmail.com, like that. And then have a phone number that people can reach. It presents you in a public like you are organized. Every artist on the management, go and check them out. You'll see booking detail on their information. Very, very important. Okay, so now that you are not signed to any record label, you are an independent artist. Let's suppose you are still managing yourself. You don't have a music manager yet, right? Now that you are managing yourself, you can actually put your phone number, because you need people to call you for an event. Put your phone number. But every time people call, as you pick your call, do not speak as though that was you. Give them an impression that, oh, because in reality, you are not representing yourself, so you are actually your manager, right? So you pick the call and said, okay, you are on to I'm a Chris manager. How may we help you? And then you have a conversation. You start the conversation. Now, there are certain things that you need to, when people say, okay, I want to invite you for an event, you don't just go ahead and say, okay, I'm coming. All right. You have to give yourself a level of value, a level of value, a level of importance. First of all, in a proper management, what a management would do is that when they call an artist for an event, the first thing the management would do is to ask for the detail of the event, All right. They'll give you the detail of the event. If it's a church that is organizing the event, they'll give you the name of the church. They'll give you the venue, the location of the church. All right, and then they'll give you also the date for the event. All right, when they give you the detail for the event, check them out. If they mention name of church, ask them if you can find out this church from social media. If you can check this church out on the social media. If they say yes, Google, check them out. All right, and then the next thing you tell the person that you would have to confirm if that date is free, and then you get back to them. Politely end the call. Don't start negotiation. Okay, whether I know you are not busy, you and I know that you are not that busy yet, right? But I'm teaching you personal management and personal branding. This thing I'm teaching you like this is something that you see. It's worth a whole lot of money to learn. Trust me. You can't Google them. They are not on Google. Comes from experience. All right. So now when you drop your call after a while, all right, you give them a call back, or you can ask them to send a message to the number. Make sure you use a number that is on WhatsApp, right? Ask them to send a message to the number so you can track the conversation. It's always very important that okay, let me say this. As a management company, you don't take bookings on phone call. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Is anybody following this class? I want to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Is anybody following this class? Just drop a message, drop a comment for me. Okay, drop a comment for me because this class is going to another level. Is anybody following? Do I have anybody following? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your comments. Anybody following? If you're following, just drop a comment for me. Say I'm following. Okay. I'm waiting. Let's make it snappy. I still have a whole lot I want to share with you guys on this class right now. Is anybody following? Hmm. Okay. Or should we end the class right here if nobody is following? I want to be sure that I have your attention on this class. Okay. This is very important. Okay. Let me check if I see any comment right now before we move on the class. Okay. All right. Okay. I just got a message now. So, oh. Okay. Three following. Thank you. Wow. Why was I not seeing that? Okay. So let's go. Uh-uh. Hey, I must see messages. I didn't even see. So, music manager serves as your correspondent to your clients, engages your clients on your terms of engagement. Oh, thank you. That's beautiful. That's a message from Faizi Naji. Okay. Vetuje says, I feel a music manager should guide, advise, help get events, and help the artists to become better. Oh, interesting stuff. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to class. So, okay, so um, I said that first of all, sorry. Okay, so first of all, as a music management, you don't take calls, you don't take bookings on phone. See, whether it's only you, now you are representing yourself. Take this thing serious. Start implementing it. It will help your journey. I know what I'm telling you. Okay, so you don't take bookings on phone. The reason is because you cannot, phone conversation does not have evidence. So you cannot tell an artist, oh, this is what we discussed on phone, or you tell the person that contacted you, oh, this is what we discussed on phone, and the person will say, when did we discuss this? I don't remember, and then you don't have anything to prove because every conversation was done on phone. And you do know that it's actually a crime to record somebody's conversation, right? So before you think, oh, okay, every conversation I'll record it. No, that's not professional. You cannot be recording people's conversation with you. That's illegal. So the right thing to do is to ask the people to send you the conversation, what they want. They want to book you, the date, the um the the time for the event. What I mean the time for the event is whether it's a morning event, it's an all-night event, it's an evening event, it's a Sunday service event, or it's a weekday event or weekend event. Whatever, they should describe what the event is about and send that to you on WhatsApp. So and tell them that when you confirm the date, you will respond. All right. Now, for us as a record label, after WhatsApp, there is also another step. All right, where we move from WhatsApp to email. So when you go through the WhatsApp process, the next step is to request for your email address. So it is for by email, we'll confirm the date to you, and then we'll now tell you the requirement. Now, but for you as an independent artist, you don't need to go through all of that email process. You can confirm your stuff on WhatsApp. So you tell the artist or the people trying to book you, do this for everybody, even if it is your friend that is the artist that is inviting you. Do this. Let me tell you, structure should be led. Structure should, how do I say this? Don't wait until you are big to put structure. Tell me, see, if you blow today, if you blow today, plenty of your friends will still want to invite you for their event, right? You will still have to give them the structure, because once you are blown by fire by force, you must have structure around you, otherwise you'll crash. So there's going to be structure built around you, whether you like it or not. And many of your friends who want to book you, they still have to follow the structure, even if you are not collecting money from their hand, because you are going to have too many bookings. So they wait for you to confirm your bookings. They will wait for you to get back to them and be sure you have confirmed. They will have to give you the detail of the event beforehand. Important. And even if you are not charging them, there are some requirements that you will need to ask of them. All right. So you have to start laying that foundation right now, even before you even get to where you're going. So what that means is that you start, even if it is your friend that wants to invite you for an event, let that person follow this simple process. You won't kill the person. Let them send you details on WhatsApp. They have to send you details on WhatsApp. I mean, why I'm saying friend knows you. I mean, you can't be forming, oh, this is Virtue's manager. He afraid this person knows you, knows your voice, knows this is you. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes they might even come in person to come and see you, right? And be like, okay, I want to invite you for this program, so day, so day, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Sometimes it happens like that. So even if it happens like that, still tell them to send you the details of the event on WhatsApp. Do not confirm event verbally with anybody or on phone. That's not a structure. Now, when this person send these things on WhatsApp, you know that that date is free. Actually, you know. So you now confirm via WhatsApp to the person and give the person their conditions for coming. Very important, even if the event is free. But I strongly advise you, do not go for event for free. This is my professional advice. If you like, take it. If you don't like, don't take it. Don't go to any event for free. Make sure the person pays whatever they can afford. You know the capacity of the people that are bringing you for event. Maybe a fellow artist is bringing you for an event and they cannot really afford to pay 100,000 naira. You know, right? Discuss with them. What can they afford to pay? Some of these events you might need to pay transport to the event and pay transport back. Make sure that whatever this person is paying is enough to take you there and bring you back. And if the person is able to pay something reasonable, do not carry Okada to the event. See, it's not forming, it's branding. Because some people may see you at that event. It's true. They may see you at that event. And if it happens that you have to take Okada to the event, don't drive Okada to the door of the event. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me tell you. Something happened the other day in Lagos. I was attending a meeting with Mr. Easy of Easy Concept. So when I was going, I did Uber. I did Uber and I was going, and there was so much traffic that day, and I was running late. So I've already gotten to the area Ikeja, and then the traffic was mad. There was nothing I could do. They were calling me on phone, and then I came down from the Uber and I took bike to take me to the place. So when we got to the street, I made sure the bike took me and passed the building where it was a hotel. I passed the hotel, and then before I came down, and then, I walked a little backward, just walk a little backward and came. I mean, it's a long place. People were just parking. It's better that people don't even know how you came, that they see you jump out of the car, right? So come in Uber or their car. Some people had to leave their car at home too because the traffic was crazy. Some people parked their car way far away and took bike to the place too. All right, so it's understandable. So it's part of branding. The reason is because, see, when I'm speaking about personal branding, you understand why I'm sharing this with you. The reason is because there are people that is not the person I even invited you that will be there. See, I went for an event in Aba over the weekend. And at the end of after the event, I found out that there were about 15 to 20 pastors from Aba City. These are top pastors, including pastor of House on the Rock, pastor of some top churches in Aba. They came for the event, and we didn't even know who they are. It was later the pastor was telling me that so pastor is requesting for my contact. So pastor is requesting for my contact. So pastor. I was like, these people were at this event. He said they were all at this event. So you won't know who is there, who is not even your host, but is your potential client. All right. So you are charging the money for your logistics, so you don't struggle to go. You don't go and trek from your house to the event and be sweating because you are doing ministry. Right? You are not, see, if you want to do program, you do your own program. If somebody else is doing program and invite you, it should make you comfortable to come. Trust me. You see this whole idea of, oh, I'm doing ministry. One day I'm going to speak extensively on it. All right, I'm going to speak extensively on it because there was an argument people had the other day. They're like, okay, a church that has bad sound invites you. You say you will not come to the this thing. That is pride. That what you are doing is ministry. Look, the artist that you are inviting has video on YouTube. The video will bless you. It's still ministry. You don't have to go and kill their career with your bad sound before you know that they are doing ministry. You don't have to. They are already doing ministry. They have ministry material all over the internet. You can listen to them and be blessed. If somebody is inviting you and they cannot bring you, that does not mean that you have denied people the potential to be blessed. They can still listen to your song and be blessed. They will listen to your album and be blessed. They will watch your video on YouTube and be blessed. Right? But you need to. It's very important. Now, depending on your level of growth, I mean, you know where you are right now. You know where you are in your journey, your growth. You probably cannot afford to charge somebody 500,000 naira to come and minister. It will be ridiculous. You have not grown to that point yet. You and I know. All right. But I mean, somebody can afford to pay 10, 15, 20K, 50K to have you at this level. You know why? Let me give you an example. Let me give you a simple example. I said something about you building a band, right? Every of my artists, I make sure that they have a band. Every one of them, even the ones that nobody knows, they build a band. So as I pushing them, when somebody calls for them, first of all, we let the people know this guy cannot come alone or this girl lady cannot come alone. He has a band. He must go with his personal keyboardist. He must. Because even though he's coming to minister in your program or in your church, he has a brand to protect. He has a brand to protect. I remember a particular guy that called me. That was early this year. This guy called me early this year and said to me that he wants to invite one of my artists for the event. So I said, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I asked for detail of the event, everything, and then he now said something to me. He said that, and I said to him that okay, that I will check and see if the artist is free, and that I will also discuss with him what it would take to have the artist. Now the guy now said to me that okay, when I asked him for the nature of the event, he now said okay, it's a live recording event that they have already put a team together that will play for all the artists that will come. I said no, my artist will not come and use the team that you put together. It won't work. You need to understand in music that every artist has his own sound. You must understand that. And you will not go and mess yourself up because you are doing ministry with people who don't understand what music sound is. There are some people that will play for you now. Your administration will look like child's play. It's true, right? Because they don't understand you. Part of building a team is that you have already formed synergy with them. Sometimes when you are ministering, if you raise a finger, your team know why you are raising a finger. Do you understand? If okay, when my artist is ministering, for any of my artists is ministering, if I go out with them, I already discuss with them because part of going out with them is that I'm helping them to keep time, right? So sometimes while they are ministering, we are communicating while they are on stage, right? There's a signal I can give. Now the artist understand what I'm talking about. You understand if it's time to round off. You understand if he has just 5 minutes left. He understands whatever it is I'm communicating. It's the same thing with the music team, right? If the artist turn to maybe a keyboardist and give a sign, the keyboardist understand what exactly the artist wants. Now you are inviting the same artist to your event and you are putting up a team that will play for the artist. How would the artist communicate with strangers? Right? So it's important that you as an artist too, you start building up a team for yourself. And then when people are inviting you for an event, go with your team. At least you must go with your personal keyboardist and drummer. At least. At least go with your personal keyboardist and drummer. Go with your personal keyboardist and drummer. At least. These are like the basic people that should minister with you wherever you go. Very important. Okay, it's part of your building branding process. Okay, so you represent yourself well and then discuss, have a good quality conversation. If it's a stranger that you don't know, this is the same way you relate with them. Have this conversation like you are the manager managing yourself, because in reality you are not managing yourself. Don't just say, oh, it's just me, oh, they are talking to me, so you give every answer they ask you, bam bam bam. No, no. Give yourself some sense of value like your manager would do. Some sense of value. All right. When you get back to them, you give them feedback, let them know your times and condition, how it should come. Okay, you are coming with your team. If it's a place that they need to book hotel for you, let them know that you're coming with a team. They should book. You are coming with minimum of maybe two people or three people. If you are coming with minimum of two people, they can book two rooms for you, where you stay in one, the other two people stay in the other two rooms. As a rule, let me say this: as a rule, an artist does not share a room. As a rule, an artist does not share a room. Now, this you don't read this one. You need this. You can't see this one on Google, right? There's a reason for it, especially in the gospel. I don't know about secular world. 20 of them can be inside one room, but the gospel music is sensitive. As a gospel artist, sometimes when you go out for ministration, you need your mind, your body, your soul to be intact. You don't need distraction. You don't need distraction. I'm telling you. So, because of that, I don't allow my artists to share room. If we're going out and we're going to a place where hotels will be booked, one room must be for the artist. One room. You will not share it with anybody, not even with the manager or any member of the management. And in some cases, if it's people that can afford more, okay, you can't. Some people don't mind, and any amount of room you said they'll pay for you. But as spa, sometimes when you are negotiating bookings, you are negotiating according to the 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 strength of your host. Some of them will not be able to afford so much, so you have to also be considerate and be at the playing field where they can also have you. All right, because ultimately you also need to go there and be a blessing. All right, so you have all of those conditions out, and then they reach out to the condition. Once you agree on the condition and the terms and condition, the third thing that is very, very, very important is make sure that you state that the money, if there's any money involved that they are supposed to pay, the money should be paid before the event, at least 10 days to the event or 1 week to the event. The money should be paid, so that if you need to buy a new clothes, because there are some administration that might need you to buy new to sew costume, or to buy new clothes, right? Or to 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 settle for a rehearsal venue. You might need to do one or two rehearsals before the event with the team. Maybe you don't even have a team, and you need to put small team together for this event. The money you are charging is not for enjoyment, it's for logistics. So let the people get the money ready 10 days or at least 1 week to the event, so that you use it to prepare yourself for the event. So you don't be running around begging for somebody to give you studio session for an event that you are fully booked for. No, no. And let me tell you, if the people did not meet your condition and you did not go for the event, it's totally fine. Another one will come. And when next those people are coming for you, first of all, realize that when somebody, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your church, whether it's anybody, when people come for you to ask you to come and minister at their event, it means that they have seen value in you first. And let nobody invite you because you are friends. Let them invite you because you have something to offer. Let not nobody invite you because, oh, you are around. No, let them invite you because you have something to offer as an artist. So when somebody comes to invite you, it means that they have seen value in you, that you have something to offer. If they don't meet your requirement now, that same value that they saw, they will still come back to look for you again. And when they come, they already got the message that your requirement must be met before you leave. It's important, very important. Otherwise, you live a stressful. I used to see and hear uh, artists. They will call you for an event and they will say they will pay you after the event, and you will go. In your mind, you are doing ministry. You try. You are doing ministry, and then you carry keyboardists and instrumentalists and trek, and or you manage yourself, borrow money and go. And after the event, the person will now say you should drop your account number. Meanwhile, you don't even have transport to come back home with. They will now say you should drop account number. You too, you will now drop account number. Hey, hey, hey. So you too, you will now drop account number, Abby. when you drop your account number, 1 month the money has not come. You now be carrying grudges in your heart. No, absolute no, absolute no. Stand, see, stand your ground. This is one reason why it's important that every music artist have a music manager. You know why? Because a music manager is a business minded person. So when I'm discussing money for my artist, I'm not the artist, so you cannot criticize me. I don't have emotion. Okay, that's a joke. I have emotion. I'm very, very concentrate. I mean, yeah, I've actually handled a lot of bookings that after the bookings, the host will call me and they won't be praying for me. I remember going to a bar and the pastor was praying for me and telling me that I'm one of the best music managers he has seen and said a whole lot of good things. I'm that good. I'm that nice. You get the point. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that as an artist, it's difficult for you to be discussing money because for one, it's easy for them to blackmail you, right? Like, this artist is all about money, right? But when a manager is discussing, they know that, see, you have people to pay. You have people to pay. They know that, okay, this guy has a structure that needs money. So it's easy for them to understand what you're doing. It's very easy for them to understand what you're doing, why they had to pay money to have you. Very easy for them to understand. Okay, because you already have a structure, and even the fact that you know how frustrating it is when people try to reach an artist and they can't. Trust me, it is frustrating, very frustrating, right? So it creates a sense of value around you, the artist. Okay, now secondly, having a music manager helps you to concentrate on the work because you can't be running around. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Sometimes when people say, "Oh, record label are evil, record label are this, that, that," I just laugh at their ignorance. The things that record label would do for an artist cannot do for herself, even with all the money in the world. Trust me, I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. There are times that 12, 1, 2 o'clock midnight, I'm on the phone with my boss. It's a fact. I remember when we were to release Peterson's Oshuba album. That was one day nobody slept. All of us were in the office. The artist was sleeping in the house, but we are working, trying to get it ready. All right. So there are some things you can't do for yourself as an artist. Running around to get interview on TV houses, on radio stations, on newspaper, and all of those things. That's not what an artist is supposed to be doing. An artist is supposed to focus on creating valuable content. Focus, creating and delivering quality, right? So that's the focus. Just for example, now when I go out with an artist, when I go out with an artist for an event, sometimes as we get to the event, I need to contact the protocol in charge, and then these are you guys will soon grow into all of that very soon. They are here and amen. Okay, so we contact the protocol in charge, and then by the time they take us to the hotel, I sometimes maybe it's an evening event. The artists, all of them, they need to rest. I am I'm there. I'm alert, waiting to receive instruction. It will not be nice for the artist that just flew several distance to come for an event to still stay and be waiting for call from the host, waiting to get information from the host. Sometimes it's an event that there is an all-night event. that they need to come and pick the artist maybe 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock midnight, and then the artist will now be awake waiting for a phone call, waiting. No, all of those are stressful. So the manager is the person that is there. The manager gets the in contact with the protocol. The protocol, if they need to pass in information, they pass it across, you know, get the detail, and then when it's time, the manager disseminate the information to the team, and they get ready. They come pick you up, take away the stress from the artist. The artist concentrate, rest, concentrate on delivering value. That's your work as an artist. So it's important too that if you can afford a manager as an artist, you should afford one because it's for your own good. But all of the things I shared with you is if you cannot afford one, you can still be effective as an independent artist managing yourself. But if you can afford an artist manager, you should afford one. All right. I said afford because it's money. Okay, those of you that are using your husband, using your brother, using your sister, I mean, that can work for them just answering your call and helping you just manage your image, you know. But that's not all about artist management, right? The artist helps with your PR, the artist manager help with your PR, the artist manager help with your publishing, help with your marketing, your advertising, how your promotion. It helps with that. It gets in touch with bloggers, understand, have a relationship with media, and how to get you interview, how to put you on the limelight, because you need exposure. You need exposure. And as an artist, you probably don't even have most of this connection, right? By working as an artist manager, I've been able to build certain level of relationship that right now, with just little amount of money, I can get somebody's song on TV. I can get somebody's song up on the radio, right? These are relationships that are built over the years. Now, some of you artists don't even know any radio station. Some of you artists have never been to any TV station for any reason, right? So these are the things that you need a manager for. The manager helps you bridge that relationship. The manager help you to get you to that place where you need to get yourself to in terms of publicity, in terms of putting you out there for the world and people to see you and know you and see what you're doing. Okay. Now, I want to quickly talk about personal branding. Now, part of the things that I shared with you is a part of personal branding where I talk about, having a music manager, having a music brand. That's also part of personal branding. Trust me. But the side of personal branding that I really, really want you to focus on is the personal branding. Now, what is branding? Branding is actually imaging. Branding generally is imaging. Branding is more like packaging, right? But it's deeper than that because branding has to do with psychology. Okay. I mean, you can package anything and people will find out that this one is just packaging. But when we talk about branding, you're talking about the science of creating an image in the minds of the people. So, as an artist, it's about you projecting an image in the minds of the people and your audience. How would you want your audience to see you? What kind of artist should your audience know you to be? Should people know you to be? When they think of you, what kind of person should come to their mind? It has to be a conscious effort. Part of the ways you can do this is to discover your uniqueness as an artist, discover your strength as an artist, and project that. Leverage on this. All right. Create a kind of conscious image, conscious um, perspective, perception. That's the word. Conscious perceptions in the heart of your audience or the people of the world, in the world generally. Okay. So that when people look at you, they will have um, they'll have an understanding of the kind of brand, the kind of person, the kind of image that you are. This is very important. You see, somebody like what's it called? Let me just give you a simple example of what personal branding looks like. Somebody like Messi Chimo, right? Mercy Chinwo branded herself physically with a beret, right? Okay. Yada also branded herself physically with a DSTV hat. How do they call that thing? Is it what's is it for, I don't forget that thing that Yada used to wear that looks like DSTV. I'm trying to remember the name. The name used to sound like fornicator. Can somebody just remind me of the name of that thing that Yada used to carry in her head? Right? Oh God, what's the name of this thing now? Fascinator. Yeah, fascinator. No more. The thing always this. As I was thinking about it now, fornicator, fornicator, they come my mind. Okay. Thank you. It's fascinator. Okay. So, Yada was able to brand herself with that fascinator hat that every time you see her. Recently, I also noticed that she's now wearing a particular pattern of clothes that looks like this Chinese karat clothes, right? That crosses this side and this side. Okay. Let's see what happen. Okay, so she's now. I watched like 3 videos of her the other time, 3 different ministration, and I noticed her dress has changed. She's now dressing a particular pattern of clothes. It's branding. She's trying to create an image in people's mind. Now, when you see a trauma Jesus, you see trauma Jesus will wear all those big gown, all those everywhere covered from head to toe, all those kind of stuff. She's fond of that. Okay. Different artists with their own. You see a Moses Bliss. Every time I see Moses Bliss ministering, is with a 3-piece suit. Well suited. Every time I see Moses Bliss suited. Okay. So it's like that. Now for our artist Peterson, okay, we built him to connect with both the old and the young, depending on the event. So sometimes you see him on shirt and jean. Sometimes you see him on jacket on jean. Sometimes you see him on native. Sometimes you see him on suit. Very rare you see Peterson on suit though. Not all the time. Okay. So build him to connect and cut across to different kind of audience. Right? It's intentional. So it's like that. That's what branding really looks like. Okay, that's like physical branding. Now, with your sound, you can also create a brand with your song, with your sound. For example, you guys know the band, right? The band was known as, he created this cocolet, right? Small time he said, no long thing, cocolet. All of those things are brand terminologies. Alright, that the guy was just, what was it doing? He was trying to create today. What is cocolet? What is cocolet? We just assume that cocolet is women, right? Okay. Only God know what the band has in mind, but he has created the kind of image in our mind, right? So personal branding is, I don't know what you're going to use to create your own, but I told you part of creating personal branding is you discovering your uniqueness, discovering your strength, okay, and using that to project a person who you are in your music. All right. It, I mean, it could be your vocal strength. You can walk around your vocal strength, and people will, and you'll be known for that. It could be that your voice is weird, right? That could be you. I know a lady that if you open her mouth to sing, she sounds like a man, right? So all of those uniqueness that people don't pay attention to. But what's important about personal branding is that you have to be conscious. You have to know exactly what you want to create. You have to know exactly what you want to put in the mind of the people when they think about you. Personal branding has to be intentional. That's the point. You know. So you find out what kind of image, what kind of person do I want to cut across physically, right? If they say they are inviting you for an event, what should people expect? How would you feel if you invite Yada to your church now and she now carry her tie and cover everywhere without perspective? You'll be like, ah, what's wrong? Right? Okay, because she had branded herself like that. So that one is just physical branding. There are different parts to it. All right. You can brand your sound. You can brand your physical look. You can brand, you know, your team, for example. You know. So it has to be intentional. Basically the idea of branding, whether personal or whatever, it's about creating a perception in the mind of the audience of who you want them to see you, how the image you want to put in their mind every time they think about you, every time they talk about you. It could be with your message, it could be with your song. For example, now, if I want to worship now, which artist would I want to go to? If I want to listen to have a joyous sound, who do I want to listen to? I'll probably go and look for Tim Godfrey or Joe Praise, for example, if I want to gyrate, right? Do you understand? If somebody is looking for somebody now to lead a deep worship, who should they look out for? If somebody is looking for an artist that can connect with young people, who should they look out for? If they are looking for an artist that can cut across, would you be, so you can decide what kind of artist that you want to be and build your brand like that. See, when Wizkid came out, part of the reason why Wizkid blew so fast was because the record label built Wizkid brand for young people. No, Wizkid was quite young when he came out, so the record label intentionally built him as a brand, as an inspiration, as an idol for young people. If you watch the first video Whiskey did, Holla at Your Boy, you see the video was shot in a secondary school with students, young people, and then you see Whiskey riding bicycle with students going up and down staircase. They're trying to connect with young people and build him as an idol for young people, right? Up till now, Whiskey is still people still see Whiskey like a boy. Whiskey is over 30 years. People still see Whiskey like that because that was how they built his brand. Okay, very important. So, whoa, I think we have done so much for today. Quickly, you have any question, you can ask the questions right now before I go and answer the call right now because they have been calling me. I'm actually at work. I just told this time I had to come and do this with you guys. All right. So quickly. Is there anybody that has question you want to ask? Drop the question right now in the comment. Let me answer you before I run. Hmm. Okay. Your question quickly. Your question quickly. Your question quickly. No question. If there is no question, shall I run? Any questions so far? Please ask your question right now. Ah, man. Okay, say what can you do to help upcoming artists with branding even when they are not with the money to pay? There is nothing. There is nothing. Okay, let me say this. Um, um, somebody said, apart from money, what do you need in life? And somebody replied, say it's the money that you are parted that I need. My guy, apart from money, there is nothing anybody can help you and do. So let me read the question. I'm laughing. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. The question says, what can you do to help um, upcoming artists with branding, even when they are not with the money to pay? There is nothing. That's the truth. There is nothing. For you to get, listen, I told you something earlier that a music manager is the staff of the artist. That means it's the employee of the artist. That means you, the artist, when you get a music manager, you are going to pay for the services of a music manager, unless you are not getting a good one, right? One big artist like that once contacted me. He wants me to be his music manager, blah 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 blah. And I told him, I said he has to pay 50K for consulting first. Then we'll now sit down and discuss the terms of me being his music manager, and we'll take it off from there. It's like that. Unless it's a music manager that doesn't know the work, because it's work. You know what it means to manage an artist to profit? You know what it means? Before I started working with TWC as the A&R manager and artist manager, I manage an artist. His name is King Stan, right? You can check him out. I think he's still on social media. Is he, his name is King Stan, and I managed him for about 1 year, and within 6 months of managing him, we're able to do so much, as in so much, that he started getting invitations, sometimes three invitations in a week. Some Sundays we have two, three invitations, and he was just going, and people started calling me. They want me to manage them, and what they don't know, they think I was doing magic. I was not doing magic. The secret was that the artist has more money to spend. Do you get? He has more money to spend. Apart from just the money he was paying me, he needs to have money in his hand, so that if we say, okay, if I'm able to get an interview for him and they need to pay 50,000 naira, for example, he can generate 50,000 naira for the interview. And there's an artist on this place right now. His name is Gus Prince. I remember, I think it was early this year or last year. I think it was last year, December, when he sent me his video, and we're just talking, and I sent the video to AIT. I sent the video to AIT to play, and then I reached out to him. I said, raise small money. I mentioned them. I don't want to mention the money. I told him to raise money. Let me send the money to AIT, so that they will start to play the video, and then we'll raise money, and I sent the video to Silver Bay Television, and they started playing. Just imagine that I reach out to him, to raise money to give to this TV station, and he said, no get money, oh, what do we do? What do we do? The people may just play that day and never play it again. Okay, or they may not even want to play it at all. But because I sent to them, they might just want to please me and play for one day. So basically, there's no magic anybody can do. You need money. As an artist, that's the first reality you need to say to yourself. You need money. You need money. Don't let anybody sugarcoat you. That's why when you think this thing is about ministry, now you get ministry call. Your manager no get called to be manager, right? You no get called to be manager. Trust me, the ministry is in your hand. And so you have to also understand that there is a business side to music, and you have to, pay attention to the business side, and that will cost you money to get it right. You see, any artist that is doing well, there is money that is going underhand. So much money that is going underhand. There's so much I cannot say on this video because this video is public, right? I mean, those of you who are in my paid private class, I say a lot of things, but I can't say them in this video. I would have shared some very deep stuff with you right now, so these things. Okay, so basically, you need money. If I had to work with you to build your brand, I need to have sessions with you to understand you as an artist. Then we'll understand what kind of brand we're going to build with your sound. Understand what kind of image, what kind of personality you have. That know the image we want to build with you as a person. It's important. We need to understand that. You know, we need to understand that. So, and that's gonna cost you money. I don't have the time. See, this class that I'm doing right now, they have come to call me 2 times. I'm in the office. There are some things pending on my table I'm supposed to be doing. All right. So most of the times like that, most of my private classes, most of my private students, it's after I'm done with work. Most of my classes are in the night, 8 o'clock, when I'm supposed to be resting, and I'm doing classes. That's because it's paid classes. You get the point. If you don't get it, you forget about it. Okay, calm down. All right, so talking about branding, sir. This one is from Blessy P. Is it okay for an artist who is trying to build a brand change name multiple times? Yeah. See, it's fine. Name is actually part of your brand. And let me say this, very important. Um, I mean, many artists have changed their name. Whiskey has changed his name from um, Whiskey to Big Wiz. Um, is it? I don't know if that is official, but I know he uses Big Wiz most of the time now. And then this guy they call Buju, he just changed his name from Buju to Benson, and that's spelled BXNN, BX, BXNX. Yeah, okay. So, what's his name? Two Face has changed his name from Two Face to Baba, right? People keep changing, keep changing. Branding, name, your name is one of the most important part of your branding, right? So part of the things when you're choosing a name, choose a name that is easy to pronounce and name that also sound nice to the ear. Very important. It's easy. It's cool, right? Imagine if your artist name is Schwarzenegger. That might be difficult a little to pronounce. So it's okay, especially when the brand is not that big. It's easy now that you are not that big, because when you're that big, the name that you started would have registered in people's mind and so before you now be struggling to change it. That's not quite nice. But now that you are growing, trying to find your feet, it's okay if you change. I mean, how many people know the name you are using now? Probably people on your Facebook page, right, and a few people within your community. So it's okay that you do that before you get global, right? And in any case too, I have a bias. And I think this bias is that I tend to now, as I grow older, I'm thinking that I think it's just cool to just go with your real name as a person, as a brand, as an artist, or whatever. This is a personal opinion. This is not a professional advice, though. It's a personal opinion. I mean, if you choose your name becomes the brand. But if your name is difficult to pronounce, hell, like for example, I use Amakri Superstar as my brand name. My Amakri is actually my surname. Amakri is not my name, right? My name is a native language and it's a bit difficult for people to pronounce. I didn't want to bother people with all of that, so I chose Amakri. Okay, so it's cool. All right, somebody said, "Sir, this is Gosprin saying, sir, is it nice for an artist to be versatile in sound?" Yeah, it is nice, but in branding, you need to be known with one sound first, right? Be known. See, reggae artists sing blues. If you listen to some reggae artists, you hear them sing blues, but they are first known as reggae artists. All right. There's no. See, you are not singing music for pride. Music industry is very sensitive and competitive. You must have an identity. If you don't have an identity, you are nobody. If you don't have identity, they cannot recognize you. It's true. If you don't have an identity, how will people recognize you? Yeah, I think I need to post this one on Facebook. Child. If you don't have an identity, how will people recognize you? All right. So, being versatile means that you are just doing every sound there is and everything there is. You are not You are not. You don't have an identity.
Please, when you are done, let me lock this place.
Lock.
Yes. Lock and hold the key. For me, doing because someone is beginning to use the place as an excuse to be lazy. Alright. Thank you.
Okay. So, okay. When you're versatile in sound, it's good. Let me tell you why it's good to be versatile. It's good to be versatile because see, I was sharing this thing with somebody the other time. See, um, growth. I'm gonna post this thing too on Facebook. Fame does not come with growth. The reason you need to grow in your skill is so that you can, when you blow, you can maintain fame. Because when you blow, it will expose you to different kind of things and different kind of people. And if you are not good, it will expose you. Do you understand? If you blow by mistake, blow by accident, and you are not good, that fame will expose you. Because you go to event to places, you hear people sing, you see you've been intimidated, your fault, your flaw will be obvious. That's why you need to be good. That's why you need to blow. That's why you need to be versatile, right? But as a budding independent artist, you need to be intentional. You need to be intentional. You need to be intentional. Remember, I said personal branding is a conscious effort. Conscious effort. So you choose a sound that you want people to know you with. That becomes your identity. If you don't have identity, they can't identify you. Nobody will know you. Okay. So concerning building a team, sir, here in Germany, we don't have people into gospel music. Abba, I'm also into gospel music now. I've been over Germany I did like this. Oh. No, I'm actually in Nigeria. Just at least I did Germany. Oh, wow. Okay. So here in Germany, we don't have people into gospel music, but I have three teenagers between the ages of 15 to 16 who are interested in music. Can I build a team with them? Absolutely. Absolutely. Music has nothing to do with age, right? Apart from, if these teenagers can deliver value, right? If they can be groomed, you can groom them, and then they can give you the value that you need. I think you are good to go. You are good to go. By the way, and you another thing you can also do is also network with people. See, do you know that you can build a team in Nigeria from Germany? Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right. So, if there's anybody here on this broadcast that is not in Nigeria and you're having difficulty with building a team, okay, you can reach out to me. We can discuss that. That's something that can work. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, any more question? I think I've answered all the questions that I have here. Is there any more question? Any more question? If there is no more question, it's gonna be thank you guys for joining in. Okay, when next we're having another class, I'll let you guys know, and then I'll share that on Facebook, the detail of our next class and what we'll be talking about. If this class, um, yeah, of course, a band. Yeah, I'm talking about a band. I'm talking about a band. I mean, you can build a band here in Nigeria. Are you shocked? Nothing is impossible, really. You can build a band here in Nigeria and while you are there in Germany. Now, understand that even though you are in Germany, you are a Nigerian, your audience is in Africa. Your audience is actually in Nigeria, right? Understand that one first. I was sharing with a lady the other time, and I said to her that you are doing music in Germany. She's in Germany. You're doing music in Germany, and then you upload your stuff on digital store, and then your major audience is these people in Germany and all of these people, foreigners. I said you don't have an audience. Do you know what it would take you to break into Germany as a gospel artist to blow inside Germany? Do you know what it would take you? Do you know what it would take you as a gospel artist, a Nigerian living in America, to blow in America? Do you know what it would cost you? You know what it will cost you to blow as a Nigerian artist in Australia, in UK? Do you know what it takes you? So if you are there building an audience in the UK, you are wasting your time. Trust me. Okay, let me not say you are wasting your time. Maybe you know what I don't know, right? So let me not say you are wasting your time. You probably know what I don't know. But this is me telling you that it's going to be a really, really tough journey for you. Okay? But it's easy for you to blow here in Nigeria, boom, and UK will be looking for you while you are there in the UK. You blow here in Nigeria, and Nigerian church will bring you from UK to Nigeria. As simple as that. All right? So understand that no matter where you are in the world, as a Nigerian, your audience is in Nigeria. Or let me just say your audience is Africa. But trust me, your audience is Nigeria. If you blow in Nigeria, you don't blow for Africa. All right? Yeah, it's true. I mean, if not for COVID-19 and it's wala, or we don't travel African country pieces. Even as at yesterday, we are still having calls from United States of America. So it's huge. If you want to blow in Nigeria, you don't blow. Forget. The churches, Nigerian churches in different countries of the world, they are still feeding on content from Nigeria, you know. So understand that your audience is here. And that's why it also affects your promotion as an artist abroad. You have to center your promotion to Nigeria, center your promotion to Africa. It's important. These are little things. Whoa, the class has ended, Jared. Thank you people for joining. Yeah, you can share. You can just share your thought on this class on Facebook. Just let me know. Share it on Facebook and tag me. Just share it on Facebook and tag me so that others can know that okay, something is going on. They can join in later. Share. Just give me that credit on social media on Facebook and tag me. Thank you guys. I love you. 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 God bless you. Bye bye. So I may see clearly.